Yeah. All right, I'll be right back. Oh.
Our safety net. Whispers in the night will tell the tale. Mighty roar of college ball don't fail. Bethlehem hard chasing glorious fire. Streaming fast, our spirits never tire. Field of dreams, dirt and sweat collide. Living legends before our eyes. Scream stop soon, the game's alive. Voices loud in a sonic dive. Golden broom flies carving through the air. College dreams caught in the snare. Behind the mic we're standing tall, chasing stories in the college hall. Home run heartbeat in the night. Every pitch a flash of light. Crack the bat, it soars to the sky, showing you the reasons why. Bases loaded, hearts beat fast, bringing you the first and last. Streams start soon, the game's alive. Voices loud in a sonic dive. Golden broom flies carving through the air. College dreams caught in the snare. Ooh, yeah. Caught in the Crack a bat, it soars to the sky, showing you the reasons why. Bases loaded, hearts beat fast, bringing you the first and last. Streams start soon, the game's alive. Voices loud in a sonic dive. Golden broom flies carving through the air. College dreams caught in the snare. Caught in the snare. The Golden Broom Podcast, sweeping the game from the 50-yard line to the Hall of Fame. Breaking it down, tearing it apart. The Golden Broom Podcast, where legends start. In-depth words, cutting teeth as cleats. Every play analyzed, heartbeat by beat. Interviews, raw stories unfold. Behind the curtain, the secrets told. The Golden Broom Podcast, sweeping the game from the 50-yard line to the Hall of Fame. Breaking it down, tearing it apart. The Golden Broom Podcast, where legends start.
Welcome in. This is the Golden Broom Podcast. I'm your host, Cody Slaviski, joined as always by Vandy Chris. And tonight, we're joined by our friend Terry Walker, or Terrible Terry 83, as he would like to be called. Boys, the regular season is done. Conference championships are done. The bracket is made. Teams got screwed. Teams quit. Damn, Notre Dame, you're pathetic. I mean, now it's talking about the Heisman Trophy. I mean, you have, it seems to be two guys now All right, you have Jeremiah Love, you have Julian saying they're there, but you have Fernando Mendoza, Diego Pavia. I mean, it's awesome. We're gonna break these guys down in a little bit. I can't wait to talk about it. We've got some college baseball starting to approach. Oh yeah, I'm just throwing that out there right now. But this weekend, though, there is a big game. Probably my favorite game of the year, Army Navy. But that being said, before we get into all this, gentlemen, how are y'all tonight?
I'm doing real good. Speaking of that game, as I was telling Chris in the other chat, my buddy's kid he had a hell of a year this senior year. He's been reached out by a few colleges and stuff, university, but out of the blue, we're at work today. His dad showed me email that Naval Academy was actually reaching out to him, not like scholarship offers or anything, but
Yeah,
they've been I guess watching his footage, so they've been
good.
taking interest in him.
Very cool.
And for his style of play, I mean, Nate, because he's a running back, I mean,
Yeah.
Nate would be the perfect fit for their
Absolutely.
style of play.
That's all they recruit is running
Let's
backs.
go Isaiah Rios.
There you go.
Okay. Well, I am doing just peachy. My team is going to the ReliaQuest Bowl to face the Iowa Hawkeyes. My quarterback is up for the Heisman Trophy. My basketball team is 9-0 and the highest ranked SEC team in the net and in the KenPom ratings.
Wait,
My
well, hold on.
women's-
What is your net ranking? Because that matters.
Our net ranking is number 4.
Okay.
Our KenPom is top 10.
Okay.
My women's basketball's got the best player in the country, bar none. Sorry, Sarah Strong, you're not it. Michaela Blakes, that's the name to remember. And we're going to have back-to-back Freshman of the Year in women's college basketball with Miss Galvan. That lady is incredible as a point guard. Damn it, Vanderbilt's on a roll. We are the hottest college in America today.
So, Chris, I have a trivia question for you, sir. What school is the only school that has a top 15 football team, basketball team, and women's basketball team?
That would be Vanderbilt University, and I'm loving every damn minute of it.
Shout out Candace. So, by the way, I saw Candace, I saw the video of her doing an interview recently, and I was like,
Yes.
she owes us now. I feel like she needs to come on.
Yep.
I'm ready. Beyond ready.
Saw one she did with a group of ladies on Monday, and she said, "Don't worry about us not making the playoffs because we will be back." And I'm like,
God, yeah.
"Oh, inject that in my veins."
Yeah, it's pretty nice. So, speaking of the playoffs, let's talk a little bit about what we saw the other day of
Terry, you're
teams
not involved
making
in
it.
this. You can sit this one out, sir.
I mean, all right. So, SEC championship.
I see a lot from the nosebleeds.
There you
Right.
go. All right. So, SEC championship. We saw Georgia impressively defeat Alabama. They got their revenge against them. Georgia really capitalized on errors that Alabama made.
Yes.
The block punt worked out in their favor, obviously. Then Alabama failing to convert in the red when they were in Georgia's red zone on offense, that helps as well. But no, Georgia played a smart game plan, very conservative style, physical defense. Bama just couldn't get it going. Me personally, from watching that, I thought Alabama should not be sniffing the playoff. But when you look at the other teams that could have taken their spot, they're probably better than those teams, unfortunately.
I disagree wholeheartedly with Alabama shouldn't have been in.
I know you do.
Yes, they're 10-3. That third loss came in the SEC championship. You can't penalize them for losing in the conference championship. And
True.
They have the best win of any team in the playoffs except for Indiana.
Fair.
Can't leave them out. Can't leave them out.
That's fair. But speaking of Indiana, they beat Ohio State. I personally thought that neither team looked great. Defenses played fine. Offenses did just enough, essentially. But just my opinion, and obviously other people can have a different opinion.
They're both very beatable.
Yes, there is not a single team this year that will go down as one of the greatest in the history of the game, I think. Even if Indiana goes and wins it all, I don't think any of these teams stack up when you look at the all-time greats.
No.
Like 01 Miami, the mid-90s Nebraska teams, 2019 LSU. No one this year
Nope.
could hold their jock straps. And that's not me disrespecting. It's just a fact.
Yeah.
Because we're seeing a more level playing field in football this year. So I don't know. I was really shocked that Ohio State is not using the kid from Ball State as their kicker. That kid's got a leg on him. I think he would have made that kick. Just saying.
Best,
But
I'll argue till I'm blue in the face. Best kicker in America resides on West End in Nashville. And Brock Taylor, I'll argue till I'm blue in the face. I don't care who got all SEC. I don't care who got all American. Brock Taylor's the best.
he's good. I can't hate on the kid. I have nothing negative to say about him. He's really good.
Brock Taylor would have made that kick.
Oh, absolutely. I think most kickers would have made that kick, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So looking at all the teams that are left in the playoffs now, regardless of the outcome, who would you say would be the closest one if you just drop their team name in a hat? Obviously they're not going to be like the 2020 or 2019 LSU Tigers or the 2000, is it 8 or 9? Can't remember. I was on so many deployments during those years. The Florida Gators when Tebow was there.
Sure.
No, obviously nothing compared to those. But what would be out of the teams that are left? Who would be the closest one to throw in the mix? Say it at the bottom of the list of many.
Ohio State.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Just because of the star power they have on offense and Caleb Downs on defense, they'd be the closest thing.
See, I would disagree respectfully because for a school like Indiana to have the big turnaround that they've had,
sure,
with bringing in Cignetti, and then you go out and beat Ohio State with all their star power. Now, I'm not obviously it's a team effort. I mean, you could even say the 05 or 06 Texas Longhorns, even though it was Vince Young that basically carried the offense. You know, he still needed obviously key players during certain situations.
Mm-hmm.
It almost seems like Indiana would almost be like the very, very poor man version of that.
Yeah.
Because of
Mendoza. Yep. I mean, that's fair. I mean, I will say Mendoza does have a good receiver room.
Mm-hmm.
That is one thing I can give them definitely props on.
Without Charlie Baker, where is Indiana and Fernando Mendoza at?
That's a good point. It's a very good point. I mean, I will say this, though. The fact that Cignetti has done what he has done over just the last few seasons in general in his coaching career, dude, the sky's the limit for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
I actually that's the one thing about Indiana. Okay, they're starting to get cocky now, and I get it. They have every right to be cocky at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But Cignetti is such a likable guy. Like he's I don't want to use that word arrogant because he's not. I don't like that word. He's not arrogant, but he's very confident in himself, and he backs it up on the field, and I absolutely love that about him.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I want to see Indiana do well. I mean, I don't think they win the national championship though.
After what I learned today, I'm not.
Oh, fair. Yes. If that is 100% true.
What was that?
I've seen multiple reports that he's out for the season.
Okay.
Who's that?
And no, we're not talking about Fernando Mendoza. We're talking about Stanley Daly, the defensive lineman for Indiana. Reports are that he tore his patella tendon while celebrating winning the Big Ten championship.
That's the worst way to go down.
Of course, you heard Cignetti talk about it today. He didn't mention it specifically. He said there was nothing that happened in the game that would affect our team going forward.
There you
He
go.
is very specific to say in the game.
That's fair. I mean, I think, I mean, surely they have the depth to make up for that.
Yeah,
but
that dude,
he's hard to replace. He's very hard to replace. I mean, so let me ask you guys though, like, who's your dark horse team that you're like, I don't really know much about them, but I think they could be dangerous?
Mm,
I'm Texas Tech all day on this one, by the way.
But like, would you consider them a dark horse?
Absolutely. Only reason I say that is because if you look at their schedule compared to other team schedules, they haven't had to play, like an SEC schedule where you're playing a back to back to back to back, like just beat down schedule. They've had a pretty Big Ten-ish schedule per se, and that's not
Well,
me knocking the Big Ten. Well, no, I'm saying, but like a Big Ten type schedule, like how
oh,
Ohio State essentially had tough game, cakewalk to a little bit of a challenge, and then Indiana. And I mean, now Indiana, on the other hand, they had a little bit tougher. You have to play on the road at Oregon, and the fact that they won that game to me had me sold on Indiana from the beginning. I will say
right.
that was very impressive. But no, I just feel like Texas Tech. I mean, they're really only tough team they played was BYU, but BYU didn't really play anyone that would make you say, "Oh, are they?" Like, I don't know how good those teams actually are because they haven't played any of the elite teams in
So
the country.
transitive properties don't work in football, but if they
Sure.
did, the one team that beat Texas Tech this year,
Mm-hmm.
Arizona State,
Yep.
lost to a 5-7 Mississippi State.
Exactly. Now, to give Texas Tech benefit of the doubt on that, their quarterback was not playing in that game.
Right.
And clearly they're a different team with him. So I think they win that rematch.
I'm going to say my underdog is going to be Texas A&M.
That's fair. They actually should be pretty healthy too.
Actually, I'm going to say the winner of Texas A&M and Miami.
Yeah. I think that's a fun matchup, by the way.
If Miami can put it together, they're as talented as any team in the country.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't have Carson Beck out here throwing 3 and 4 interceptions in a game like he did twice this year. You can't have that.
How is Carson Beck going to respond to playing in College Station?
Yes.
Because that's not an easy place to play.
Right.
I mean, it's a Colt. So
I think he buckles and he transfers.
Yeah.
He's done. He can't transfer anymore. He's done.
Oh, he's a senior. Okay.
I wonder what he's looking like in NFL draft projections. I know he's not a first-round guy. I know that. But
I mean, that could change during the combine too.
True. Like, I wonder if he's going to kind of get like the Shedeur Sanders treatment, where it's like you think he could be picked kind of high and then he just goes down the board.
I think he'll be picked higher than what Shedeur's was picked.
Okay.
But I don't see him as a first-round talent. However, there's one of those teams that could trade back in the first round. Like, all right, well, we got our guys we wanted initially.
Yeah.
Then they're going to be like, all right, well, let's give this away for later round picks so we won't have to give up much later on. Let's get this guy to kind of develop them. Or I don't see him as a starter right away, right off the bat. You're going to want him to develop behind somebody because either A, that somebody's going to be leaving or retiring, or B, they're probably not going to be re-signed in their next contract update.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes perfect sense. Huh.
Carson Beck in the first round to the Indianapolis Colts.
I mean, they're desperate at this point. So
speaking of them,
desperate enough to sign a guy that hasn't played a single down of football in 5 years and was actually a high school football coach this year that ran the Colts offense and talked to their offensive coordinator weekly about plays to run for his high school team. And that's how he got the job, because he's familiar with the offense.
Which, I mean, hey, let's be real. That's actually not bad.
No, it's not.
Like, what if he comes in
5 years?
I mean, what if he came in and led him to like a bunch of wins? Like, you never know.
I mean,
wait, so is Daniel Jones hurt?
He's out for the season.
He's out for the season.
Is he?
Is it Achilles, right? Or is it ACL? Or
torn ligament.
That's a shame. He was having such a good year too.
So they went and signed Phillip Rivers today. Hasn't played since COVID, and is
Okay.
44 years old.
He's eligible for the Hall of Fame right now.
Yes.
You know
Nice guy
what?
wait another 5 years.
Oh, that's a shame. I didn't even think about that because he is a Hall of Fame quarterback. I think.
No, he's not.
Yes,
Stop
he
it.
is. What are you talking about?
Quit putting average in the Hall of Fame.
No, he was a good quarterback.
He's
Which, speaking of
If he
that,
makes in the Hall of Fame, he's not going to be first ballot. That's for sure.
yeah, I can agree with that. So speaking of that, I am going to do something really funny because I have no hope in winning my fantasy league right now at work.
Either I'm tanking on purpose so I could trade away my first top guys for first round picks next year. No keepers. No keepers for me anymore.
Wait, whoa. They think Riley Leonard's going to be starting this weekend.
That's
For the
wild.
Colts?
Yeah.
He may be starting, but they did sign Phillip Rivers today.
He was on the practice squad though, I think.
Oh, wait a
So-
minute. He has a PCL sprain right now.
The Buccaneers just signed JPP also. All three of his fingers on his one
Cody's
hand.
confused. Yeah, they signed Phillip Rivers today. They
Yeah,
don't know
okay.
if he's going to be on the active roster or not.
He's
but they
not.
signed him
Nah,
today.
he's going to be on the practice squad to start just to make sure he's up to par and then go from there. So, okay, I can't sign him right now.
I made the joke that he needs the money to throw his first grandson or grandkid's birthday party. So raise money for that.
I mean, that's insane though.
When he's only got, 11 kids?
Yeah, he's already a
Yeah.
grandpa, they said. And a couple of his kids are in college.
He's definitely the better of the Rivers brothers quarterbacks, though. I will say that.
I will never forgive you for that.
Mm.
I will never forgive you for that.
Okay.
So, Terry, if you didn't know,
I don't know yet, brothers.
Phillip Rivers has a little brother, Stephen Rivers,
Uh-huh.
who went to LSU. He started 2 or 3 games one year. He transferred to Vanderbilt. And he is statistically the worst quarterback in the history of the SEC.
He was really bad.
This guy was absolutely terrible. He took up a roster spot.
Wait, who was the head coach at Vanderbilt when he was there?
Derek Mason.
Yeah, so blame him. Don't blame us. He was the
Stephen
idiot that
Rivers.
signed him.
You sent him our way. We paid you. You know what? We paid you back. You gave us Stephen Rivers. We gave you A.J. Swan.
Fair. Speaking of AJ Swan, I heard he's going to be the next UCLA quarterback.
Nope.
He is in the transfer portal.
Yeah.
He started 6 games his freshman year at Vanderbilt. We won 5 games.
I'm curious to where he's going to end up going.
So you remember when he transferred out of Vanderbilt when he was told to leave?
Mm-hmm.
He was a signature away from going to South Carolina, and his mom stepped in and said, "No, you're going to LSU."
And do what? He wasn't going to be starting.
I mean, he was sitting the bench.
He was third string.
Third string.
He spent third string, and then he transferred to Appalachian State this year and got benched halfway through the season.
Yeah, he should. What's his degree in? Because I think he should focus on that now.
Medical doctor. No, I'm just kidding.
It's pretty bad when a 2-10 team that lost every single game by 2 touchdowns or more tells you there's no place for you on this roster. You need to leave.
But
That's pretty bad.
Was that Vandy or App State?
That was Vandy.
Oh.
I mean, to be fair, though, Clark had a vision, and that wasn't in his vision, him staying there. So it made sense.
In fact, there's only one quarterback on the roster that was in that quarterback room that's still left at Vanderbilt, and that's
Who?
Drew Dickey. Drew Dickey.
Oh, he's in the portal too, isn't he?
He just hit the portal, put his name in, but he's still with the team practicing for the bowl.
He's
I
going to
mean-
go to Arkansas.
There you go. I mean, if you think about it, though, I mean, he sees what's coming in. I mean, I don't blame him.
Yeah.
I think what Nico's going to do, he's going to do what I do in the video games.
Nico's not going anywhere.
Hold on, hear me out. It's kind of funny. Because every year in the video game, when I create a player, I go to a different school, just so I have like a different jersey picture of every school.
I am curious to like.
Nico's not going anywhere.
I mean, what's
He'd go to
Nico's
San Diego
future
State.
even?
Starting
what's-
quarterback at UCLA.
But I'm saying, like, after college, I mean, he went from being a highly touted quarterback out of high school to a quarterback.
You remember what I told you when he was a highly touted quarterback out of high school. 7-on-7 ain't it.
It's fair. It's very fair. I mean, the fact that he was part of a team that went to the playoff and now he's looking way worse than he has ever looked.
Make no mistake. They didn't go to the playoffs because of Nico Imaliva.
No, exactly. So that's why I say he was part of a team that went. No, I give Dylan Sampson all the props for that team. That man was awesome.
But fun to talk about.
Yep, absolutely. I tell you what, let's do our first commercial break of the night because I need to get my power cable because I forgot to plug my computer up. So let's do the Villains Media commercial, and I'll be right back. I've got 2 phones, 2 jobs, and 2 hours of sleep. Go Gators and roll wave. That is what John Sumrall posted on Twitter today. Of him literally wearing a Florida/Tulane shirt. It's photoshopped, obviously, but
They should have a gator on a surfboard riding a green wave.
see that would have been perfect. I would have been all for that. I got to give Sumrall his props, though, man. He's working hard. At least his team didn't fade away like Brian Hartline's team did. But it is what it is.
Hopefully I can do this and it won't pop up on the screen immediately. I'm adding
It's gonna
some
pop up.
files. Okay, that works. You'll have to scroll through them and see what I loaded up.
All right. Let me just get.
The
Let's
fourth
see.
one is
Hold
the
on.
playoff bracket.
Okay. I got it. Wait, what is with that? Okay, the bowl schedule. Okay.
Yep.
Well, I said let's go to the bowl schedule first. I like doing that. Well, no, actually, no. Let's do the playoff because there's more to talk about the bowl schedule. So, all right. College football playoff official bracket. In the first round, you have the Alabama Crimson Tide rematching Oklahoma. You also have another rematch between Tulane and Ole Miss. Alabama, Oklahoma, close game. Tulane, Ole Miss, blowout. But then You have the James Madison Dukes, who have a very phenomenal defense. They were very physical against Troy. Traveling out to Eugene, Oregon, probably the hardest thing you could ever do in a playoff is go from the east to the very far west. Then you have a fun matchup of Miami and Texas A&M, two teams with a common opponent. So that's kind of fun. So of these first round matchups, which game sticks out to you the most of being probably the better game?
I think the A&M Miami game. Originally, I would have said Oklahoma, Alabama, but I think Alabama remembers that loss, and I think they're going to get some real bad revenge and leave Oklahoma on the side of the road dead.
Interesting.
Wow.
I don't agree with that, but very interesting.
So Texas A&M, Miami is intriguing. If there's a team in here that can score right along with it, Texas A&M, it's Miami.
For sure.
Tulane and Ole Miss. I'm just going to say it now. Do not be surprised if you have a Tulane-Georgia matchup. And my reason for that is when they played early in the year, yes, Ole Miss smacked them around and treated them like a chicken that was being slaughtered for cooking.
Yep.
You got to slap it around, knock all the feathers off. You got to do all that work, right?
Yep.
This isn't the same Ole Miss team. They're missing their entire offensive staff minus the offensive coordinator. He's the only one back.
Nope. He's got 4 other guys join him now. LSU granted the rest of the offensive staff to go back.
There is absolutely no way I would allow that to happen.
I wouldn't either. It's stupid.
However, this isn't the same Tulane team either.
No,
Remember,
not at all.
That was early in the season. That was Jake Retzlaff's second game at Tulane. The way that team has grown since then, I would not be shocked at all to see Tulane pull an upset here. And other than that game, every time they've played Ole Miss in the last 3 or 4 years, they've taken them to the wire.
Yep.
I can see Tulane pulling an upset in that game. Don't be surprised.
Yeah, because if you look at that game when it happened, Tulane never even had a chance. Ole Miss just out the gate, boom, touchdown instantly. Yep. Then they follow the field goal. And they just keep scoring and scoring. Tulane could not stop them at all back then. But now Tulane is more seasoned. They know what they're looking for. And the difference is Tulane still has their head coach, technically. So this is Summerall's chance to show, hey, I'm going to the SEC. Well, look what I can do with inferior talent, essentially. And that's not me saying that Florida's better than Tulane this year, because they're not. But, yeah.
It's like the classic David versus Goliath matchup, but
absolutely.
There hasn't really been a David in a very long time, I think.
Yep.
The last one you could probably say would have been 2007 Boise State against Oklahoma.
Yep.
As far as Alabama, Oklahoma, I do not agree with you, Terry. Oklahoma's beaten them 2 straight times. They went into Tuscaloosa and reminded them, hey, we're still better than you.
Yep.
And now they get them at home. I said it earlier in the season when they played the first time, Alabama had not faced a defense as good as Oklahoma's. And I still say that. They haven't faced a defense as good as Oklahoma. Yes, Georgia put it on them. But let's not forget that Alabama also put it on Georgia earlier in the year. This Oklahoma defense, I don't see any way Alabama walks out of that game. But the one I want to point out, James Madison at Oregon. Oregon's favored by 22. I'm not calling for James Madison to win that, but I'm calling for them to cover that point spread. That's going to be a lot closer than what people realize.
I fully agree with that. Let me just tell you something. I watched JMU versus Troy the other night because I really, really, really just wanted to watch that game for some reason, and I'm very glad that I did. Their running back is phenomenal. He's hard to tackle. He's a little guy, and dude, he flies. He had 212 rushing yards in that game. He was unstoppable. Their defense, though, dude, they could not be stopped. One of their players literally had 5 sacks in the game. I mean, come on. All right. I'll bring it up, Chris, because I know you want to read it. Committee got it wrong. Vandy deserves to be in. Pavia should win the Heisman, but he will not. Curtis is going to shock the world for years to come. Chris, Will Bowling is a buffoon and tries to take a shot at us any chance he gets.
Let me get on my horse here and get firmly mounted in this saddle because no, the committee did not get it wrong. They did not get it wrong.
I understand your sidewalk diploma now.
I don't agree with Miami being in. I don't. I didn't agree with Notre Dame getting in. I get it. But they did not get it wrong, and they actually did Vanderbilt a favor. So Miami has arguably one of the better wins of the season over Notre Dame. Can't argue that. They also finished 10-2. You have to have an ACC team in the playoffs, or you're going to get the playoff committee. They're going to sue the britches off because that would have been the second time that the ACC was left out. You have to have an ACC team in there. They got it right. They're doing us a favor because now, instead of us playing Texas A&M in the first round, take a chance at winning that game, and then you get to go line up with an Ohio State. We're not beating them. We're not on their level. As much as I love Vanderbilt, we're not on that level. So now instead of getting embarrassed in the playoffs by a team like Ohio State, you get to put all your focus on going down to Tampa and putting an ass whooping on a Big Ten team, and it looks better in the end.
That's fair.
So they did us a favor. Jared Curtis, I don't think he's going to shock the world. He's going to live up to his name. The kid's an amazing talent. But let me be clear. I listen to Will Bowling every day. I will tell you, Will Bowling on 104.5 The Zone in Nashville has been more than fair about Vanderbilt all year long. More than fair. I can't count on how many times I've listened to Will Bowling give Vanderbilt their flowers for being a damn good football team this year. I'm not going to take the Will Bowling slant on here. No, because it's not true. You can go look at his Twitter and say where he said Vanderbilt is clearly the better team than Tennessee. Make no bones about it. He does that. And he's a UT alum. I get why he does what he does, but he's paid to say stuff. But he has been more than fair to Vanderbilt all year long.
Interesting. Let me ask you a question, though, Chris. All right. Looking at the teams in the playoff, of these teams, who do you think Vanderbilt could beat?
I think we beat Tulane. I think we beat Ole Miss. Given another shot at Alabama, we'd beat them.
JMU.
I think we line up good with Oklahoma. And I think we line up good with James Madison. But we are not on the level of Oregon, Ohio State, Georgia. We're not on that level.
What about Tech?
Tech is I don't know. They have one of the best players in the country in Jacob Rodriguez. They put him spying on Diego Pavia, and I think it's a wash.
I'll tell you what.
Where did him go?
I don't know. All right, hold on. We'll do this. I think there are going to be some exciting games next round for sure, though.
Mhm.
Like I'm going to pick Oregon over JMU because everyone would love to see that high scoring matchup between Tech and Oregon.
Mhm.
Indiana, I think everyone would love to see Indiana play either team, whether it's Oklahoma or Alabama, because Indiana, I think they got a point, even though the number one team in the nation, they still got a lot to prove because they're still going to have the doubters out there.
Mhm.
For the next one, I would love to see A&M and Ohio State. I think that would be the best matchup for the two.
Mhm.
Because I think if for some reason Miami were to squeak by A&M, I think they're going to just get stomped so bad with hey Cody, welcome to the show.
Hey, yeah. I have
Welcome, Cody.
no
Welcome.
I have no idea what just happened.
It's all right. We picked up the slack for you.
Oh, good. Yeah, like my internet just straight up just went out.
Then of course the next one will be Georgia. Most likely it will be Ole Miss. But I think that's the one where Georgia's probably going to dominate either school because Ole Miss has been in a mess since Kiffin left. So like they're always going to have that on their mind. And I think they're going to be more focused on that. There's probably going to be a lot of players that are going to follow Kiffin to LSU.
I don't know about that.
You can't be picky right now, okay? Just like I'm not being picky.
Oh, no. Trust me.
I'm happy with the 2-star number one long snapper, for God's sakes. For
Hey, trust me. Does he want some of those players? Yes, but I think that locker room is not very happy with him right now.
I think they're going to follow him, some of them.
I mean, I'm okay with that as long as it's not stage
let's
Ryan.
put it this way.
So
They don't want to ruin the chemistry, so they're probably keeping their mouths shut. They're going to wait to the end of the season because they don't want to ruin the chemistry that they already have. And once that's done, I'm like, all right, bye, bitches. I'm going to LSU.
I mean, it could happen.
You know what's going to happen?
okay, so let's pick who everybody has in the national championship. I think you're going to be surprised at who I'm going to pick.
Let me look closely real quick, and I'll give you.
We got Tech and A&M.
Nope.
I had Indiana playing Georgia.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I think that with Georgia's defense and their size, I think then it might the fairy tale ending that Indiana does not want to have.
Okay.
Even though I want to see Indiana or Tech win it all. That's who I want from the heart because I want to see. I don't think either one of them's had a natty, if I'm not mistaken. Correct? I know Tech hasn't.
I don't. No.
I mean, Indiana hasn't won a conference championship since the '60s. They said, if I'm not mistaken, '67 or something like that. Because they were always a basketball school for the longest time.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Chris. You're like about ready to burst here.
So I'm going to go with the trend. What did we see last year in the college football playoffs?
What, 1 versus 2?
Everybody that had a bye in the first round lost in the second round.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Everybody that played in the conference championship lost.
Yeah.
Oklahoma beats Alabama.
Yep.
Indiana has not played a defense as good as Oklahoma all year, including Ohio State. Oklahoma pulls the upset, makes it to the semifinals. Texas Tech loses to Oregon. You have Oklahoma versus Oregon in the semifinals. Again, defense wins championships. Oklahoma walks out of that game and into the college football national championship. On the other side of the bracket, I'm going Georgia Bulldogs. All SEC championship. Georgia
I
will
have
become
hate.
the first and only team that got a first round bye to win a game.
I hate you for this because that's exactly who I was going to pick. And I can't believe I'm even going this far. I actually think OU wins the championship this year.
Mm.
This bracket sets up very nice for them.
So, and the reason I'm high on
last
OU,
just like last year's bracket set up very nice for Notre Dame, this bracket sets up very nice for Oklahoma.
yeah. See, the reason I'm thinking OU goes far is because the one thing that OU needs right now is rest.
Yes.
And by the time they play Alabama again, they're going to be fully healthy. Materi's hand is going to be the best that it's been since the surgery. I really think Mateer is going to be a difference maker in this. Give me OU.
That's my surprise. OU versus Georgia in the national championship.
So who do you pick to win that game, though?
I'd say Georgia.
I think Oklahoma. I think their defense is a little bit better than Georgia's. But I think you're going to be looking at a 17-10 type ball game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. So, Terry, who's your national championship pick?
Well, I wanted to go with the Cinderella story, and I still kind of am until they prove me otherwise. But as I was telling before the conference championship games, people were saying Ohio State. You're going to see Ohio State beat. I think Andrew said it by like at least a 10-point margin over Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, the spread says 4.5, and you're always talking about the spread. Vegas don't lie. Vegas knows something that we don't. But as I was saying before, Indiana's got like the biggest thing to prove out of all these teams. Not so much JMU or Tulane. They're just there for a fill-in spot. But Indiana is playing like they might not ever get a chance like this in school history again or a very long time down the line. And I think that's what's been carrying them. They got a great coach. He just turned that program around like really fast. I mean, it's nothing short of stellar. But I don't think it's not going to be easy for Indiana. They're going to have to scratch and claw, kind of like the Big Ten championship game, every single game. It's not going to be an easy route, but I could see them scratching and clawing all the way to the Natty and even winning there. And I had them beating Georgia in a Natty.
Okay. Interesting. I can't believe that we're both taking Oklahoma, though. That's weird.
I have a lot of pissed off coworkers who probably be cussing you both out right now. They're all Longhorns. So.
I mean, I'm shocked that I'm picking them. And, of course, Chris Joseph is not in the chat right now because he would love this. Oh, man. All right. So that's our picks for the Natty. Let's go to the bowl schedule. Oh, good God. Let me maximize my screen so I can even see that.
I can read it.
All right. So, I mean, some of these bowl games. So, first of all, before we get into these games, let me just say there was a lot of teams that announced they're opting out. Okay, a lot of these teams were 5-7 teams, and I mean, let's be real. Okay, cool. Let them opt out. To me, that's fine. That being said, Notre Dame opting out to me is such a wimp move.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're at the playground and you're playing football and kid gets scored on and he just starts crying. He's like, I quit. And he just walks off the field. That's exactly what Notre Dame's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it is truly a shame.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what bowl they would have gone to. I'm not exactly sure. I think they were expected
They were going to go play BYU.
See, that would have been a great game.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, though, I wish it would have been Notre Dame Vanderbilt. That would have been such a fun bowl game.
And the whole
didn't
chat
want
with
none.
Chris and James blowing it up would have
Notre Dame didn't want none of Vanderbilt.
No. That being said, I really wish a team would have responded to Clark Lee's challenge.
I credit him for trying.
Oh, absolutely. And I know he was 100% serious about it. I mean,
They were.
I know he knew that nobody was going to accept, but the fact that he was ready, I love that. Because
Mhm.
had there been a team that says, "Hey, let's do it," why not? Even if it
Right.
would have been a team like Utah or someone, anyone just said, "Yeah,
Anyone.
let's go."
Spot
That
the
would have been
ball.
awesome. Yes, like last weekend, if we would have seen a Vanderbilt versus Utah in Hawaii, and Vanderbilt wins that game, we're looking at a different CFP bracket right now. I think
Could be.
have to be 11 and win Vanderbilt.
Mhm.
I mean, 11-2, and you beat a top 20 team that's really not a top 20 team, but you still they're still well. Sorry, no, it would go as an unranked game because Utah would be unranked after losing.
Every team that we ranked after we beat them, they were unranked. There's a common thread there.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy is the teams that Vanderbilt beat that put those teams to unranked. All those teams' losses came to teams in the CFP and Vanderbilt.
Yes.
Like so, LSU lost 5 games this year. 4 of those were to CFP teams. 1 was to Vanderbilt.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me feel less sad about how the season went for LSU, knowing that. But it makes me angry the fact that Vanderbilt plays as the team that essentially is like the killer of your ranking, but they get no credit for it. That bothers me.
Right.
But it is what it is at this point. But no, looking at these bowl games, I mean, there's a few fun ones. I think Boise Washington's a fun matchup. I think Washington beats them, but I think it'll be a fun game. Troy Jacksonville State actually is a game that I kind of want to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I think for in-state wise, that's just a freaking awesome matchup. I'll keep an eye on Kennesaw State, Western Michigan, just because Kennesaw State has been awesome. And I heard their coach, he won a Coach of the Year award today.
Did you really?
Yeah, the Vandy Chris Coach of the Year award.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Which, by the way, great
to,
article, and you need to check it out on cfbackers.com.
But to your point, what you were talking about, I did write an article for College Football Backers today. Nominated 5 coaches for National Coach of the Year. My criteria is simple: who exceeded expectations, who had their teams playing at a high level, and Jerry Mack, Kennesaw State, flipped the script on a team that was in their second year in FBS. They went 2-10 last year. They're sitting at 10-3 in their Conference USA Championship champions today. Named Jerry Mack as my Coach of the Year.
I like it. So, Chris, this is one of the little ones that got saved by my wife.
Nice. Growing like a weed.
Right? They've almost tripled in size already. It's ridiculous. Little Bombay
Very
cats.
Nice. Very nice.
I'm not a cat person. I'm a dog person, but yeah. My dad got a poodle, by the way. That's pretty awesome.
You're a cat person now. Stop it.
I guess.
You're
I'm kind of
a cat
stuck.
person now.
Got 4 of them, I guess so.
I'll be getting my Chalk Lab puppy next week.
Oh, nice.
So
I like chocolate labs.
Which one of them crawls up in your armpit to sleep, Cody?
I do not let them sleep in my room. I have a rule that cats do not sleep in my bedroom because they like to run across my face and scratch the crap out of me, and it hurts. Had an experience when I lived in an apartment with my wife before kids, and after that, bedroom door has been closed every night since.
Just cover your face with one of those pads so their claws don't get you.
But yes, if anyone's wondering, these 2 little ones randomly were sitting outside by our trash can about almost a month ago. And my wife comes in the bedroom with a cat carrier and says, "Hey, I found something outside while I'm sleeping." So I have to wake up to two new kittens, and my kids saw them, so it was kind of like, hey, I have no choice now. So yes,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was
they're
the
both.
damn cats. I'm like, what the hell? Like, here's some outside them.
And now they're getting mad because the other cats are trying to go to the food and they want to go and eat their food, but I'm not letting them. Quit scratching me. Jeez. My arms are all cut up because of these cats. It's ridiculous. But anyway, I drop them. They're good now. They're trying to get stop. They're trying to get under my sink where we have like cleaning supplies and stuff. It's super annoying. But anyway, back to the bowl games. Um,
One that kind of sticks out to me, I think will be surprisingly good. Not because of I think they're fairly evenly matched, and I'm looking at the Trust Will Holiday Bowl. That's Arizona versus SMU.
I do like that matchup actually. Our boy Ishmati running it out for Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
This is his draft year. I don't so sure if he's gonna end up getting drafted or not.
Noah Fafita.
Yep, I do like me some Fafita. He's awesome. That'd be a fun game though. Speaking of fun games, Cal and Hawaii in the Hawaii Bowl will be a fun one.
Must
The
be nice
game,
bowl game. You never have to leave your state.
and then
Um,
I mean, right. But the Disappointment Bowl is probably my favorite. Clemson and Penn State.
Yes. So I
Wait, what
think
the hell was Penn State's record?
I think they were
6-6.
5-7. Oh, they get to 6-6.
Yes.
Good on them.
Shit.
Good on them. I think Houston
think-
beats the snot out of LSU. By the way, just want to throw that out there.
Texas stomps the shit out of Michigan.
Oh God, that's going to be ugly.
Yeah.
So the ones of interest to me are Virginia, Missouri.
I do like that. Actually, that matchup's very good. As long as there's not a lot of opt outs, which I don't think anyone on either of those should opt out.
Tennessee versus Illinois. There was a lot of chatter back in the spring of Tennessee trying to get Luke Altmaier to transfer to Tennessee. I think that game's got big storylines behind it.
Sure.
And then just because they got a waiver, give me the Xbox Bowl, Missouri State versus Arkansas State.
There you go.
Now, one game I want to look at here that I think is going to be a disappointing game,
Mm-hmm.
even though they both started out good, but they kind of fizzled away at the end, is the Pop-Tarts Bowl with Georgia Tech BYU.
Yeah. But I think it's a really good matchup for BYU, though. I think that's a game that they need.
Georgia Tech is too physical. They're going to punch them in the mouth and abuse
They
them.
should. I'm
Yeah.
curious to what Haynes King's going to do in that game.
So,
Cody, you going to Houston?
No, not a chance.
Speaking
No.
of Haynes King and wondering what he's going to do, there has been no official announcement. However, I do expect every player at Vanderbilt to be participating in the bowl game. It was announced today that Diego Pavia will be playing in the Panini Senior Bowl in Mobile, Alabama. So that gives you an idea that he's probably playing in the bowl game too.
Yeah, I mean, so the thing with Pavia is, I mean, yeah, does he have star power? Yes, he does in the social eye. But in terms of like NFL draft prospects, he needs more exposure.
Yep.
I mean, don't get me wrong, he had a phenomenal season, but with his size, he needs to show what he can do
So
as much as he can.
I think way too much is made out of size.
Oh, I agree.
I am privy to a conversation that took place at Nissan Stadium the other day where a guy asked a member of the Titans front office, would you consider drafting Diego Pavia? And they said, well, his measurables aren't very good. He's rather short. And the guy replied with, well, your starting quarterback is 6'2" and he's 1-11. Diego Pavia might be 5-7, but he's 10-2, and left it at that.
I mean, that's about as accurate as it gets right there.
I mean, look at other short quarterbacks in the NFL. One particularly named Drew Brees.
Yeah.
He was pretty good.
Yeah. A word on the street.
Yeah.
Another game that's kind of looking like it'd be a disappointing game, and this probably should have been organized that way, but I don't make the rules, obviously, is the Nebraska versus Utah in the Las Vegas Bowl.
That's the game I was looking at on the thing when you said that, too.
Like, that is a mismatch from hell.
It is.
I don't think Texas and Michigan is going to be very good.
Yeah, I said that earlier, too. Like, that was my first one because if it would have been like maybe Michigan from last year, maybe. But
yeah,
this year's Michigan team is.
Hey, my friends over here at Water Cooler Talk Sports dropping in to send us a line. Appreciate you shouting
What's
out
up?
to us.
What's up?
Had some
And
fun
Arizona
with those
State
guys
Duke.
this year.
Yeah, Arizona State Duke isn't really.
That game has potential, but without Sam Levitt.
Sam Levitt will be playing.
He is?
According to Kenny Dillingham today, he said, I don't care if our players enter the portal or not. If they want to take part in our bowl preparation, this is the 2025 team. And if they were here for the 2025 team, they're allowed to play in our bowl game.
Last I heard, though, they had a big banquet and Levitt wasn't even there. And Dillingham wished him the best.
I saw that come out on Saturday as well, that he was the only team captain that wasn't there. But I've also seen other things posted since then that indicate that he's probably going to play in the bowl game.
I mean, if he does, then power to him. But speaking of Levitt, I'm hearing that LSU is a top contender for his services. And I think, honestly, in a system like Lane Kiffin likes to operate, could work.
I heard Lane Kiffin is in private talks with A.J. Swan.
Yeah, right. Look, Lane, he's good at making transfer quarterbacks do good things, but some people are just, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think of that North Texas San Diego State matchup?
I actually like it.
If Eric Morris were to coach that game for North Texas, I'd give them a really good chance to win it. I don't think he does. I don't know if Drew Mastermaker is going to play. That one's up in the air for me.
My thing, though, is what does Mastermaker do? Does he just hit the portal and follow? Or does or does he listen to options out there?
He's 100% going to follow his coach.
I mean, I think he should. I mean, it's already proven that they work well together. But I mean, who's to say he's not going to listen to other offers?
I just saw this matchup too. With the
nobody wanted Mastermaker last year when he left Miami.
Fair.
Eric Morris took a chance on him. He's going to Oklahoma State.
We shall see.
Yeah, I just noticed this mismatchup too. What does that say? Is that okay? The fourth game. I can't even read that word. It's kind of small. Old Dominion versus South Florida.
So Old Dominion has actually one of the best linebackers in the country. I'm not sure if he's still playing right now or not.
They have a really good quarterback too, who just entered the transfer portal this week too.
There you go. But yeah, South Florida should be fine. Even without a coach.
I think Old Dominion would be fine.
I'm wondering how many players from South Florida hit the portal and follow up to Auburn.
Good question.
But then again, maybe Golish wants to start fresh.
But I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any chatter about it either. So who knows?
Yeah, I mean, because really Byron Brown is really the missing link.
He'd be the one to get.
But then again, he's got Deuce Knight. I feel like he can mold him into everything Brown was and better.
Dominic's asking about Henderson for ODU.
Yep, that's the dude.
Yep. Solid guy.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
I did see there's several offensive linemen in the transfer portal that are older guys, that are large guys. And given what Vanderbilt's done in the transfer portal the last 2 years, you might want to keep your eyes open on some of them, because some of them are going to end up.
Whoa. Wait, what? Like, so are you saying like he retired? So, because I didn't follow Old Dominion this year very much, I will say, but I knew about Henderson.
All I know is they got a really good quarterback at Old Dominion.
If he stepped away like for good, that is a shame, because this kid was like freshman All-American, like wow. Let me tell you something. That kid had NFL star potential on him. I had no idea he stepped away. That really blows my mind. Dang.
Well, gentlemen, I'm going to head off here. You guys have fun with the rest of the show, but thanks for having me on.
All right, buddy.
Pleasure. Hopefully we'll do this again soon.
Absolutely.
And bye to everybody watching.
Adios, amigo.
Bye-bye.
Later, Cap.
Peninsula!
All right, Chris, let's get in some let's talk the Heisman Trophy real quick before we end this thing.
Let's go to the other one first.
This graphic?
Yes.
I mean, it's a little incomplete.
So I'm going to do something I did last week. ESPN, this message is for you. What the fuck is this shit? If you're going to put out a graphic with the top 4 Heisman Trophy candidates on it, put all of their fucking stats on the thing.
It's fair.
Don't leave it incomplete. That's a hose job, in my opinion. That's trying to paint a picture, to paint a narrative of who you want to win the Heisman Trophy. Stop that mess. Put all of their stats on there, you cowards.
I mean, if I were voting for the Heisman Trophy and I knew who my 4 finalists were, I would go to the roster itself and break down each individual position that truthfully affects them and see where those players rank. So, for example, for the quarterbacks, I would break down their offensive line, see how their offensive line ranks, receivers, and their running back. Like I would break down their entire offense. For Jeremiah Love, essentially, I would break down his offensive line for him. Okay. I would also, look into strength of schedule, strength of record. I want to know like how these guys are performing. I don't care how they play against like the FCS teams they play and vice versa. I don't care about those stats. I want to know, how did you play in conference? I want to see your conference stats, but I really mainly would want to know what their stats look like against teams with, I would look at like 6-6 and better. Then I'd also look at 8 wins and better. And I would look at those numbers. I want to know how these guys are doing when they face elite competition. But I would also look at it. So, for example, when these teams they played, where do these teams' defenses rank that they go against? Like, I want to know what they're actually facing, because just because a team's in the playoff doesn't mean their defense was great. Could have been because they had a great offense. So, I mean, like, there's so many like aspects that need to be looked at. But I mean, how many of these players had 400 yards in 4 straight games? One. How many of these players hit 400 yards at least once this year?
Let's change that a little bit. Let's just do 300 yards.
Okay, 300 yards. Maybe 2. I think Jeremiah Love might have hit 300 yards. Did Sayan hit 300?
Sayan hit it, I think, 3 times, maybe 4.
All right, give me a second. I'm going to pull up the stats real quick just to
Mendoza hit it once.
Okay. All right. So
Pavia
Julian
hit it
Sayin.
7 times.
Exactly. So Julian Sayin, looking at his numbers, see y'all. He had 300 yards passing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games. Okay. And then
I'm not sure that's right.
Yeah, it is. I'm looking at it right now. He hit 400 total yards in one game, where he hit exactly 400 on the dot, and that was against Wisconsin on the road. But no, he had 306 passing yards against Grambling. Do we count that? Against Ohio, he had 347. Again, do we count that? Against Minnesota, he had 326. Wisconsin, 393. Penn State, 316. At Purdue, 303. And that was his 300-yard passing games. Rushing-wise, his best game was 2 carries for 13 yards. But he had 0 rushing touchdowns on the year. Okay, so that's Julian Sayin. All right. Let's see what Noodle Arm Mendoza did. Shout out Brian Buckeye Stats for that nickname. It's hilarious. All right. Mendoza hit 300 yards passing against Michigan State, and he had 299 against Wisconsin. Rushing-wise, his best performance was against UCLA. He had 5 carries for 45 yards and a touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Diego Pavia. The guy had a decent year this year. All right, let's see what he did. Why is my phone taking forever to load up when, of course, I'm trying to look something? There it goes. All right, so Diego Pavia. 321 against Utah State. He had 365 against Texas, 377 against Auburn, 484 against Kentucky, 268 against Tennessee, which I guess we won't count that for those reasons. But his best rushing performance was against Auburn, 18 carries, 112 yards, and a touchdown. But you could also consider the LSU game where he had 17 carries for 86 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean, realistically, all right, so against conference foes, Diego Pavia had 6, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 passing touchdowns in 8 conference games. And he had 7 rushing touchdowns in 8 conference games. So 23 touchdowns in SEC play for Pavia.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty dang good. How many touchdowns did Sayin have against the Big Ten? Which, I mean, he has an extra game, but still, it matters. All right, so Washington 2, 5, 7, 11, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 22. He also had 23 in 10 conference games. That is interesting. Like, that's extremely interesting. Let's go to Mendoza. Mendoza had, in his conference games, he had 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20. 21. He had 24 touchdowns in 10 games. So technically, Pavia wins that battle. All right. When we go to Jeremiah Love stats, the one person that I have not mentioned here. All right. So he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games of at least 100 yards. And then he had 1 game over 200 yards. He had 3. Okay, so he had 280 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns. But here's a key stat for him: 0 fumbles this year. That's actually really impressive for a running back. Against elite competition, and by elite competition, that means anyone that was ranked going into said game. At Miami, 10 carries, 33 yards, no touchdowns, 4 receptions, 26 yards, no touchdowns. Against A&M, 23 carries, 94 yards, and a touchdown, 4 receptions, 53 yards, and a touchdown. Solid game there. Go all the way down to Southern Cal, 24 carries, 228 yards, and a touchdown, 5 receptions, 37 yards. Against Pitt, 23 carries, 147 yards, and a touchdown, 2 receptions for 20 yards. So, I mean, not bad. Very good year for Jeremiah Love. That being said, I felt like 2024 was a better season for him, if I'm being perfectly honest. But just off of that alone, if I'm a Heisman voter, I'm voting Diego Pavia for my Heisman. And that's not because I'm an SEC guy or anything like that. That is just straight facts. Diego Pavia had a better season than everybody on this list. He put his team on his back and carried that team to a 10-win season. Is he the sole purpose that team won 10 games? No, he is not. No individual player is the reason their team wins all their games. But without Diego Pavia, Vanderbilt does not win 10 games this year.
Okay. That was a lot of numbers you just spit out.
It was.
So let's just simplify that.
Okay.
Here is every 300-plus yard game from the Heisman front runners.
Okay.
Number 1, 532 yards. Diego Pavia.
Yes.
Number 2, 489. Diego Pavia. Number 3, 433. Diego Pavia. Number 4, 408. Diego Pavia. Number 5, 400. Pavia and Sand. Number 7, 350 yards, Mendoza. 8, 345, Sand. 9, 333, Pavia. 10, 328, Sand. 11, 328, Sand. 12, 319, Pavia. This is just 300-yard games or more. The final tally in that, Pavia 7, Sand 4, Mendoza 1, Love 0.
It's fair.
I'll go as far as saying Jeremiah Love isn't even the best running back in college football. He's 4th in rushing yards. There's a guy in the SEC that's 2nd nationally in rushing yards. His name is Ahmad Hardy that I would have put on here long before I put Jeremiah Love on there.
I like that. I mean, honest to God truth, Diego Pavia and Bo Nix are very similar. If I'm being honest. If you want to have a good comparison for an NFL draft prospect, look at Bo Nix. Also, Dean, there's a flag next to your name because that means that you are a rising contributor to our page.
No.
I mean, to be fair, he did have 1,451 rushing yards. He had more than Jeremiah Love. I get that.
Yeah.
That's fair.
He's 3rd nationally, ain't he?
Yes. Isn't it amazing that Ahmad Hardy finished 2nd nationally? That being said, one guy that actually got overlooked and I think that deserved more credit is Kawan Lacey from Ole Miss. I mean, he had 20 rushing touchdowns, 1,279 rushing yards. I mean, that's pretty solid. And then he had 154 receiving yards, but he wasn't really a pass catching back. But no, I mean, going from 23 carries for 104 yards in 2024 at Mizzou to 258 carries, 1,279 yards, and 20 touchdowns in 2025, and was a huge reason that Ole Miss is where they are today.
Mm-hmm.
I think that I could see. I don't know.
My vote, of course, people can call me biased or whatever, but no other person did more for his team than what Diego Pavia did. He accounted for 71% of the offense that is ranked number 2 nationally in total offense. 71%.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, I see you. I see what you've done. Yes, you're a lightning rod for criticism because you talk and you chirp. Guess what? Once you dig deeper beyond the surface of all the talking and chirping, it's intriguing what you find out about him.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole thing about his age. When he was in 4th grade, he wanted to play football. But to get in the Youth Athletic Football League in Albuquerque, New Mexico, you had to be in 5th grade.
Ah.
So his mom submitted a fake birth certificate to get him to qualify. That's where all the stuff about his age came in. He's actually not even the oldest quarterback in the SEC. So
no.
That's where that comes in. Yes, he.
What is he? 20? Is he 23 or 24?
He's 23.
I mean, 23 is not even that old.
Right. But beneath the shirt, this guy holds 2 degrees. 2 degrees. And to play at that high of a level while earning 2 degrees in college, man.
Yep.
It's deep when you look
Heck of a
into
dude.
what he is as a person. The whole lawsuit thing. Yes, he's criticized for lobbying for an extra year. But guess what?
If anything, he's smart for doing that.
But guess what? That lawsuit is still ongoing, even though he's not eligible to get another year. Do you know why the lawsuit's still ongoing? Because it's not about him.
No. Pavia is a smart kid.
Amazing. It's amazing. He gets so much criticism for talking, but nobody else does. I don't understand it. So, yeah, give me Pavia.
Yeah.
And you can call me biased, whatever. Numbers don't lie.
Exactly.
Numbers don't lie.
Yeah. I mean, shout out to the man. That's for sure. Well, that being said, I mean,
I have a proposal.
Okay.
You know, earlier you brought up teams opting out of bowl games.
Mm-hmm.
I have a way to fix it.
Okay.
So you sign a contract to be part of a conference. The conference then signs a contract to provide football teams for X amount of bowl games.
Mm-hmm.
You're obligated by contract to fulfill that obligation. Guess what? If you opt out of a bowl game this year, you also forfeit any right to any bowl invitation, including the playoffs, the following season.
I would be all for that, actually. I like that. I will say this before we close this thing out. The one thing that really kind of rubs me the wrong way is that Notre Dame essentially was given a handshake agreement of if you're in the top 12 next year in the ranking, you're guaranteed a spot. Like, what?
I have a perfect answer for that. AP voters.
Yeah.
I'm talking to you. You know what the answer is to prevent that from happening. Don't rank them.
Yeah. I really miss the computer rankings.
And let me throw this out there too. For all the talk about Notre Dame and 10-2 and blah, 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 and 10 straight wins, blah, blah, blah. You don't get to beat your chest when 5 of your 10 wins come against 5 teams, and I'll name them: Syracuse, Boston College, Purdue, Arkansas, Stanford, who combined for a conference record of 5-36 and an
Yeah.
overall record of 13-47. You didn't beat anybody.
Yeah. Now, I will say this, though. I do give Notre Dame props on the way that they beat Arkansas this year because Arkansas, the one thing about Arkansas is they just had a really bad defense. Their offense, though, was one of the best in the country. Like, they had a very good offense, and
Cool,
Notre
they
Dame
have-
did shut them down. I give them their props for that.
But did they? They still allowed, 13 or 21 points?
13 points, but it was an absolute slaughter, though. Their defense was extremely good in that game. Like, I have to give Notre Dame props for that win.
Wasn't it just 36-13?
It was worse than that.
I think it was 36-13, if I'm not mistaken.
Hold on, I'll tell you what it was.
For some reason, that score stands out.
56-13.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean, they beat the dog crap out of them. I mean, it was literally 42-13 at halftime.
It is.
But I mean, to be fair, it was because Jeremiah Love went absolutely off in that game.
That's a 0 conference win Arkansas team.
Sure. I mean, Arkansas was very bad this year. Offense was great. Defense was just
And
trash.
if not mistaken, I think they were also 2-10.
Yes. I mean, but the thing
you don't get to beat your chest over that, and then to cop out on a bowl game.
All right, but here's the thing that needs to be pointed out about this Arkansas team to show just like how good their offense was because they deserve a little bit of praise. All right,
second in the SEC.
Yeah. So I mean, look, lost to Ole Miss, 1-score game. Lost to Memphis, 1-point game. Lost to Tennessee, 3-point game. Lost to A&M, 3-point game. Lost to Auburn, 9-point game. That was actually one of their worst losses in conference. Mississippi State, 3-point game. LSU, 1-point game. Texas, that game got a little out of hand. It was like a 15-point game. And then Missouri was a 14-point game. So, I mean, like, it ain't like they weren't trying. Like, I mean, their offense really, they really put it out there, but it just didn't work.
You're a 2-10 football team that won 0 conference games, and you just went and hired a coach that could only beat you by 1 point.
Yeah, that's true. Trust me, that hire is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Arkansas might be the greatest 2-10 team of all time, by the way. I just want to throw that out there. Because let's be real.
Beat my chest.
Put it this way. If you put their offense with Ohio State's defense, that's a national championship team easily. I don't think it's a question. But it doesn't matter at this point because they didn't have the defense to match it, and now they are destined to stay mediocre for years to come. Arkansas it was in their lap. They could have gotten anyone they wanted. The fact that they swung and missed on Franklin, Golish, all those people, and got Silverfield, come on.
Yeah.
Now, if Silverfield proves us wrong and does well, kudos. You're a good coach. But I ain't seeing it.
And while we're at it, let me do this too. Congratulations, Penn State. You finally hired a coach. You just hired the guy you fired. You just hired the guy you fired.
A step down version of the guy you fired. Let's be real.
He's 4-6 against the top 10 teams, and he's 16-25 against the top 25. You just hired the guy you fired.
I mean, you got a guy that averages 7 wins a year. Good job. I mean, that being said, don't get me wrong. Campbell's a good coach, though. He is. I mean, I am curious to what he can do with Penn State's resources. Because, I mean, think about it. I mean, Iowa State, you can only have so much there.
Yeah.
So let's see what he can do. He went from, driving what's a sports car that's like not really high end though?
No, stop it.
He went from driving a Mitsubishi Eclipse to driving like a Corvette.
No, not even that. He went from
I don't want to say Ferrari.
He went from driving a Chevy Chevette to a Chevy Citation.
I like that. I like that a lot. That being said, shout out to James Franklin, by the way, for hiring Pry as his defensive coordinator. That's fantastic.
He's not the only one. Jeff Levy at Mississippi State has hired Zach Arnett as his defensive coordinator, who was just
I love that
2 years ago.
But I mean, let's be real. Arnett,
He was put in a bad
fantastic
position.
defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
He
was put in a bad
terrible position. He was essentially the stepping stone to a new coach. Let's just be real. I mean, that whole situation was absolutely terrible that he had to step into anyway.
Great on those two guys.
Mm-hmm. So I like that a lot. I think that's a good match because I don't think they wanted to fire him in the get-go. I think they really just wanted a different coach.
Mm-hmm.
They give him a better chance, and I think Levy's proven that he's got a really good potential to be a good coach for them. And making a
defense,
making a hire like that, I think he got it.
Mm-hmm.
So shout out to State. Well, I think that's really all we got tonight. That was a good show.
It's been fun.
Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Remember, if you have a chance to do your fan votes, do Diego Pavia for Heisman. I got my vote in. Chris got his vote in. So do your due diligence.
I think the fan vote is closed. I think they announce who won that later tonight or tomorrow.
Okay. I mean, I will say this. All the voting polls on Twitter where like bigger names have said, who do you have for Heisman? Pavia is one of like all.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see how the voters go with it, but I don't know. We'll see. Well, anywho, thank you for watching. Enjoy Army-Navy this weekend. Enjoy the Heisman ceremony. Next week, we'll be here to talk opening round of the CFP. So with that being said, have a good one. We'll see you next week.
On the diamond where they play, sweeping competition.